Welcome to another episode of Talk the Talk with me, Dehn the This is an exclusive interview featuring Dehn. She's the director. He is the director from Messe Frankfurt, South Africa, and we are recording from the Kyalami Grand Prix circuit on behalf of the Festival of Motoring. A company thrives when it pleases its customers, its employees, its partners, and its investors. And MFSA endeavors to do just that according to its values. And they specifically strive to please their clients and employees and investors in terms of offering the best value in terms of their exhibitions, and this is one of them. We love the emphasis on each facet of the organization by capitalizing the transparency and making it easy to connect with them. I am going to apologize to my viewers. We are literally coming to you from the Grand Prix, Kyalami Grand Prix circuit. There are motorcycles right now, and we are going to do the best that we can in order to bring the best in terms of audio to you, so please bear with us. So without further ado, let's welcome Michael, and as always, this interview is proudly brought to you by Sariti Solutions, MFC, and EVO by Nedbank. Hello, Michael. First and foremost, I am going to keep the mic with me and ask you my questions, because as you can see it's not very easy for us to communicate like this, but I know you're very busy. You are the director of this show, or Messe Frankfurt, right? And you've done an outstanding job. You've only been doing this for under a year, and I'm very, very happy to say that, and pleased to confirm that it's amazing. It's our first day, and we're still looking forward to the weekend, so it's going to be amazing. But thank you for having us here, for literally sponsoring us. We're the first woman, as I said earlier on, in the history of South Africa to be exhibiting on this track, or in this venue, and I'm very, very excited about that. So Michael, I'd like to ask you first and foremost, what was the preparations going into this specific event? Who are the people that we should salute in terms of them putting this event together? And what is your objective in terms of this next 3 days?
Yeah, thank you, and sorry for the noise. Of course, that's the exciting part of this event, that it's very noisy. It's very well audible in a very wide radius here around Kyalami, and that's the whole excitement of it. So the preparations, I can tell you, have been extraordinarily dynamic this time. You can see that with all the schedules that we are running here and all the different events, it's a very, very fine tuning that we have to do. Of course, every event needs its track time. There are customer drives, there are races, there are speed challenges. So there are all the different things that are happening on the same day. So we have a minute-by-minute plan here, and it has to absolutely run by that minute. The planning of all of that in my company was done by actually majority female team.
Yeah.
Yes, under the show director Judy Maharaj and her colleagues and her team, and they've done a fantastic job to really put this all together. Honestly, the complexity, I cannot oversee everything. It's such a complex preparation to make everything work. And so today, that's what we are seeing here. If you look at our schedule, we have a very fine-tuned schedule. And I can see right now that we are absolutely on schedule, because those bikes are supposed to be running right now. And that's great news. You asked me about the purpose of the event. You probably remember the times when motor shows were happening as static displays in exhibition halls. And the consumer has changed. The consumer wants to experience. They want to feel it. They want to see it. They want to smell it. They want to be They want to feel what this car feels about. They don't want to just see it static. And so about 10 years ago, our company got together with a few other people to think about how can we revolutionize this concept? How can we make something interactive? The consumers want to experience the cars, and that's also the purpose of the car manufacturers. They want to convince the consumer in the car, not just looking at it. They want them to feel it. And so the concept now has changed so dramatically in the way that we are able to provide these experiences. We provide self-driving as well as being driven in the cars by professional drivers. Both is possible here at Festival of Motoring. We have separate tracks for that because you can't mix the two. So now, in a nutshell, Festival of Motoring is the powerhouse for consumer motor passion.
Yeah.
That's how I would summarize it in a nutshell. We've been talking about cars and about what people achieve here. And that got me thinking also, when you grow up, you're a teenager and you see everybody driving, your first ambition is you want to get a driving license. You want to get a government permission to drive a car. That's your stamp of adulthood, right? You now made it.
Right. Yeah.
But then what's the next step? The next step, of course, is some vehicle, but normally it's a used car. Your parents give you their old car or something, right? But from then on onwards, you want to get a better car, a faster car.
Yeah.
Eventually a supercar, right? So the ambition is always to go that next step. And that's what's happening here. The show is about forming, shaping life ambitions, right? And that doesn't seem to ever stop. No matter how many cars you have, no matter which cars you have, you always want to take that next step.
Right. Well, Michael, I mean, it's such the way you put that, and the opinion in terms of your opinion about what's happening. It's a fact. Earlier on, we literally had a young boy, 5 years old, got into this vehicle, and the owner of this race car said to me, Desh, this is where it starts. It's a touch and the feel of it. So yes, definitely. Michael, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did this all begin for you? I know you spent some time in Dubai and some time in India. But how did this all start for you? Number one, this is going to be a two-part question because obviously with the mics and swapping this around all the time in the cars, I'm going to challenge our brain and our minds here. But firstly, how did it begin? And secondly, we were talking about women in exhibition, and you said to me, Desh, it's a 60-40 split, 60% women, and that's amazing to hear. So tell me a little bit about that as well.
I've been lip reading a bit now, but I will start with the second question first. Our industry, the exhibition and event industry, is a very female industry. In our company in Germany, I noticed that a long time ago, we have about 60% women and 40% men. And the same is reflected here in our company locally, and I think in the entire industry it's like that. And also, as I mentioned earlier, this show was put together by a mainly female team. And it's a really nice industry to work in because we are basically an expectations business. It's always a question, which expectations are we raising and are we able to fulfill them? That's a very important part of what we do. If you come with very, very high expectations, the question is this event fulfilling the expectations of the people that are coming here? And I can tell you from the eyes that I've seen today, yes, it is. But of course, that's also for our attendees to answer. Coming to your first part, I've seen the creation of this event from outside of South Africa. I was always in the company, but I was very closely communicating with my colleagues when they came up with the event and the idea. And for me, when I was in Dubai, it was very interesting to see how they put this together, what thought processes went into it. And 8 years later, I'm here running the show, which is absolutely phenomenal. I feel very happy that I was asked to come to South Africa, and it's a beautiful country. I've always liked South Africa, and now to be here on site for the first time for this event, it's bizarre because I've heard so much about it, and now we're here.
So, Michael, in conclusion, I just want to say again thank you. And I also want you to know that on just my Facebook platform alone, LinkedIn, I know you're following me on LinkedIn. I have about 17,000 followers, mostly from the trade, but especially here where we primarily broadcast our sessions. I have about 30,000 people from the OEMs and automotive and the dealer network that are supporting us here at FOM today. Is there anything that you'd like to say to them?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, this event is the event to shape life ambitions, and small children, they will remember later on. They will remember what they have experienced here. But another very important thing is we are now living on screens. We are living on small, medium and large screens, and most of the messaging is transported through those media. This is the place where, as a manufacturer, you can transport your brand messaging that you have been sending through all these screens into experiences. You can shape them into experiences, and these experiences, they will not be forgotten.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Michael. I really appreciate it. I cannot wait to have you in studio where we can talk a little bit more about what FOM is all about, what Messe Frankfurt is all about. Don't think this is the right setting, too much of noise, but I really appreciate this little contribution to our platform. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Desh. Thanks.
Viewers, we would like to thank you for your continued support and encourage you to like and share our content. Our non-profit companies, the Motoring Woman of the Year Awards, powered by MFC and Evo by Nedbank, and the Talk Studios, sponsored by Sariti Solutions and Evo by Nedbank, are platforms aimed at empowering, uplifting, and celebrating the women of motoring South Africa. We are not just telling stories, we are changing lives. If you are searching for a new or pre-owned vehicle, please visit www.auto.evo.africa. We have a wide range of vehicles on sale for you to choose from, and we only advertise on behalf of reliable and trustworthy MFC accredited dealerships. This car listing portal is user-friendly, and you can also find vehicle reviews, car maintenance tips, and automotive advice, all courtesy of Talk the Talk Studios. Perry? Ladies, I want to say that it's been a dream for me to be exhibiting at a function or an event like this. It's just, for women, this is something that was only aspired to and dreamt about, and we made it happen first in the world, and it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. We also would like to use this platform to encourage our viewers, our supporters that want to get into motorsport. I do not know a lot about it. I'm trying to also, broaden our horizons so that we can educate about motorsports, and this is where it starts. So ladies, I'm going to encourage you to hope, because hope is what keeps people moving forward, even when your situation seems dire. Always cling to whatever makes you feel as though life is worth fighting for, and cherish it for all that it has helped you with. Hope is so powerful. It's a powerful tool one can choose to use in the darkest of times. So use it to be your guiding light in those moments you feel lost or in a tunnel of despair. As Christopher Reeve said, once you choose hope, anything's possible. Remember, the question should never be who's going to let me. It should always be who's going to stop me.